Okay. So we are live. Testing out a new light. So we're going to see if it's too loud, because it is making a buzzing noise.
It is not noticeable at a reasonable volume.
Uh-huh.
If you really crank up the volume, it is audible.
Annoyingly audible, or?
Yes, if you crank the volume.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be an issue for you.
So what do you mean not an issue? With it on or with it off?
With it on. I don't think you're going to have, I don't think anyone's going to notice.
Okay, does it look too dark with it off?
Is it on or off? Not much of a difference with it off. You might want to just leave it off.
Okay. Alright, so that's the warm light on the other one. That's too dark. That's too yellow. That feels a little cool. I guess I'll go with that one. Alright, I also don't know how much darker this monitor is. It feels a little darker. But we'll see. So when we last left off, well, first off, let me pop the link in the chat. Alright, so there's the link to the tutorial in full. And we're going to go ahead and pin that. So that's the link to the YouTube channel where the video lives. Now, when we last left off, I believe we were putting the shadows on our tree trunks here in the background. So that's where we're gonna pick up with that. And hope everybody's been doing all right. So we're going to be doing a slight change for the Saturday schedule. Husband kind of lost the feel for Planet Zoo for right now. He kind of he's just in this funk of he doesn't know what to do with it right now, and that's totally fine. You know, sometimes you just hit a slump where you're like, meh, I want to do something different for a while. So we're going to take a break from Zoo on Saturday from our challenge series. So he declared me the winner of Park Oceana, and we're going to put a pin in that. I don't know if we're going to do a walkthrough video. That's up to him for how far we did get. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish that off stream or not. I might not. I might just put a pin in it for right now. We talked about trying to do a different one last night, like a holiday park, and he was having trouble even working on a new theme. So we're going to put a pin in Planet Zoo Challenge mode for a bit. So we're going to figure out what we're going to do on Saturdays. Instead, he might stream his shipbreaker thingy or just whatever game he's feeling at the moment. Maybe he'll stream some Pal World. I don't know. See what he's in the mood for. We were trying to find a game that we could do together, but I'm so weird with games that I play. I mean, we could occasionally hit back up with 76. We'll have to see. But for Saturday afternoon, I'm thinking maybe we paint on Saturday afternoon for now. I mean, I am in the middle of working on one painting that I just started that we can maybe do a little bit of work on, or maybe we start something new. So we'll see what we end up doing with that. Or, you know, we could do some Katamari. I don't know. I've been wanting to add more art back in. So we could... Oh, hey, Zorts.
Hey, Zorts.
Thanks for the resub. Appreciate that. How are you? How have you been? Hope you've been alright. We've been MIA for a couple of weeks. So I don't know, we might do more art on Saturdays. I've got a couple of projects I kind of want to do. I've got a couple of birdhouses I want to get painted. And there's a couple other things I want to do. With some watercolors, maybe we'll go back to our gouache Happy Little Trees project on Saturday afternoons. We could totally do that. Since we kind of haven't touched that in a hot minute. Been doing okay. How about you two? We're alright. We caught COVID on the way home. Or at least we believe we did. The one...
No, I'm pretty damn sure at this point.
Yeah, the one test we took, we didn't realize was expired until afterwards, and it had come up positive. We're pretty sure we had COVID on the way home.
4 fucking years. Made it 4 fucking years. I had a good record going, damn it.
Yeah, well, we also stopped masking.
Well, again, your mother wasn't even going to.
She wasn't... I mean, she hadn't been masking up here either, but she's long since stopped. But, you know, when you're traveling and you're around lots of other people, it's bound to happen. So, not totally surprised. Where are you heading?
Huh? Nothing.
Oh, it seemed like you were...
Well, I'm going to grab some drink. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Zorts! We're learning to exercise. We're learning to exercise.
Learning?
We got a treadmill because it turns out neither one of us can comfortably ride a bike.
Not anymore.
Or not, at least on an exercise bike where I can't adjust the height, so like my knees were killing me. So we got a treadmill and we're using it. Come hell or high water, we're using it.
We did a lot of walking when we were in Key West, because it's easier to walk to stuff than it is to drive to stuff, because parking's at a premium, and if you can find spots, then you're either paying in a lot or paying at a meter. There's a lot of spots down there that are tagged permit resident, and if you accidentally park in those, then you can get towed and get a ticket. So it's just easier to walk. And we were already paying $35 a day to park at the hotel, which actually isn't that bad. I've seen lots be a lot pricier down there depending on what's going on. Our feet were absolutely killing us just about every night. So we're trying to do a bit more walking, so we got the treadmill. And Russell's like, oh, you're trying to show me up, because I was on there for about a half an hour.
Girl was trying to make me look bad.
I did about a mile.
I'm all of a sudden like, oh yeah, I did like 7 minutes straight of hard walking. And she just hops on a treadmill, does half an hour, and makes me look bad. Don't get me wrong, dearest. Proud of you, but...
I only did a mile. I mean, it wasn't that...
Yeah, but it's a mile more than we normally get. So...
Because I don't know how... Like, what distance we walk at night when we do walk. I know
usually around half a mile.
I know it varies.
Yeah, I mean, our average length, it's half a mile. So it's not that much. And it's usually at a much more sedate pace.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to get us to a point where we can do the walking trail.
Well, I'm just trying to avoid going down the path of your dad with my heart, so...
Yeah.
Or my mom. She ain't that much better right now.
But, so... We're trying to get back into some sort of semblance here. Because we're going back in October. Well, September. My brother was super enthused to see my mom. And, he's selling his one house. He's probably putting it up on the market in the next month or two. He thinks it'll be sold by June. And he's talking about sending us a little bit of money to fund bringing her down again. So we're like, well, we could bring her back down in September for her birthday. So, we found another... We can never seem to stay at the same hotel twice. It irks me something awful. But, we think we got a deal on the place that we just stayed at down there because they're under renovation. Because every price I've looked at since then, for 2 people instead of 3, has been like $100 more. And I'm like, what is this madness? Like, why? It's the end of hurricane season. It's usually not quite that expensive. But, I found a pretty decent price for the location with parking. Like a block off of the main road where we can walk to everything. And my brother's like, oh yeah, you know, like maybe you guys can come back down. You could drop mom off and she can stay with me or your aunts for a few days and you guys can go down to the Keys. And I'm like, we could. We haven't had a vacation together, just the 2 of us, since our honeymoon. So I'm like, you know, we could. So we booked the hotel for the end of September. His mom already knows. She put it in her calendar to make sure she's back to watch the doggos. And we booked Flamingo. It was available. Wasn't available the whole time we were there. So I'm gonna get up close with 2 flamingos and maybe hand feed them like out of a little paper cup. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know, I'm a dork, but we weren't able to do it this last time. And we're actually gonna be able to chill at the pool. Because hopefully this pool will be open. It looks like if they've had to close for any reason, they have a sister property that you can use their pool. So it looks like they have contingency plans. But the pool at this place, the pool deck was closed because of renovations. Because they are turning, apparently Marriott bought the place that we stayed at. And they're bringing it up to Marriott standards, and they're changing the color scheme, and they're pulling awnings off, and they're repairing the facade, and They're trying to paint the exterior of the hotel. So the whole time we were there, they did warn you that there was renovations going on, and they had a notice about what time they started for the day and what time they stopped for the day. And there was like a scissor lift that they kept pulling outside of where our windows were. They were repairing the facade. So you would hear beep, beep, beep whenever they were moving the thing. My mom's like, this is torture. I'm like, we're not in the room that much. Who cares? I was like, for the deal that we got on this room for this location, I will gladly deal with that outside the window. That is fine. It's not that bad. Especially when we're out most of the day. So you got a couple trips to make this year? Nice, nice. So I mean, it was a fairly decent trip. We did extend it by an extra day because Russell wasn't feeling well and we had to cut our time at the zoo short, but we ended up going back the next day before we realized that he had COVID. But he had a mask on the whole time he was there.
And in the hotel. And in the car. Kind of sucked, but I really didn't want to make Eileen sick as hell.
Well, she got sick anyways.
Yeah, but she didn't get nearly as bad as us, so.
Some degree of success there.
Yeah, whenever we were out around other people, we definitely had them on. Alright, so where are your trips for later this year? We're going to advance the tutorial just a little bit. So he's doing yellow, ochre, Indian yellow. And he's going to start highlighting the trees in here just a little bit. Just a little. We're going to see how far out he's going to take those. I feel like I've got the tiniest little hair touching the side of my face. I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, so just kind of here and there on that. Okay, let me... Okay, that kind of gives us an idea. So he said yellow, ochre, and Indian yellow. So we're gonna go, I think we said, looking at my notes, Glorious Gold and Varsity Gold. So, how did your car make out? I know you said you had to get some work done on the car. Were you able to get the work done? I think that was the last time we talked. Alright. Oh, I do want to show you the thing I'm working on currently. So, I can kind of see it here. I forget what size this is. It's just a little guy. I've got the camera zoomed in. He's not that big. So, I was going to try to record this, and every stage I got through it, I forgot to do the recording because I was tired. So, we're just going to do this one off stream, and I'll give you guys updates. But, we got some sketching done. We got the underpainting on there, and I'm slowly working on getting the color put in. Alright, so back to this guy. But no, that sounds like fun for trips and stuff. Glorious Gold. We might be going up to, I kept saying Kansas. It's actually Nebraska. To the Omaha Zoo. Maybe. If we're able to before his mom bails out of town. Hold on. So that's our Glorious Gold. What was the other color? Varsity. We're thinking about it. that's right. I said I was gonna show you guys what what Ryan made for us. Oh, I was gonna get his link too. Oh, here I am hitting keys. I don't know what I'm doing. Stop that. Okay, that actually did pause. All right. Let me look him up here. Wire. Sculpt. Sure. He has a website. If I can learn to type. It was called The Wire Company. Okay, so, oh, that's, let me see, let me do that. So he has an Etsy store.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
So there's a link to his Etsy shop.
If the volume's high enough, you can hear the wind chime.
Oh, really? We got a new wind chime. So he does custom stuff. Oh, that's cute. He did a custom wire sculpture of that dude that did the tricks with the dogs or the cats jumping through the hoops and stuff down there.
Ah.
Street performer. We had oh, that's pretty. He's added in sorry, I'm looking at stuff on his website. He's added in colored wire. So this was a piece that he already had done. Let me move that. You know, let's put it on the mat. There we go. So it was a flamingo that he already had made that we grabbed. And you know, it's bigger than my hand, so that's not bad. I forget how much this was, but it was reasonable. And we always get, as per tradition, a custom piece with our names on it and the year. So so it's 2024 there. I don't know. It's not coming up, not showing that great in the angle I've got it on. And we had him do a flamingo and palm tree. And this looks really nice with the different colored wire on it. This is not sponsored, by the way. We just really like the stuff that this guy does. It's really great. He has a whole little stand set up there. And like I said, you can order online through the Etsy store. He does a lot of custom stuff. This piece was somewhat custom. He did that overnight for us. And we came back and picked it up the next day. Now, we didn't know that he started doing wind spinners. So, we only found out right before we were leaving, and we're like, oh, can you do a flamingo? He goes, I've never done a flamingo. He had like a ferry and what was the other one? Maybe an airplane or like a rocket ship or something. I can't remember what else he had on display pre-done. So he did this for us and then mailed it to us because he had to take a couple days to do it, and we were leaving like the next morning. But I have it set up so that when my fan's on, because I have it inside, we weren't sure if we were going to put it inside or outside, but we ended up putting it inside. And I've got like a little stand that I've got it on. So when the fan's on, the wings get blown around the body there. That's cute. See, he had never done a flamingo before, so it took him a couple of days to figure out how he was gonna do that. But no, we love the stuff that he does. And he we had him do a custom rooster for my mom with her name on it too. That's in the other room though, so I can't really show you that one right now. I wasn't prepared. I don't even know where she's got it sitting, so I can't really go grab it. And then, you know, I got a variety of new flamingo friends and stuff. We bought a potted palm that we were going to try to grow. And of course, Peabut ate it. I'm trying to see if I can salvage it in a container of water. I don't think I'm going to be able to. But bro really destroyed. We came back and Momo was still sick. So still has this UTI. We got him on another round of antibiotics, different ones. And then when those run out, they want him back in for, they wants to bring in another pee sample. He doesn't have any bladder stones. We had x-rays done. So this is all just whatever this infection is. So we're trying to get him straightened out. So hopefully we can get the buddy straightened out. But if my brother ends up sending us money or not sending us money, we're still gonna go to take my mom while she's still somewhat mobile. 'Cause my brother was like really kept talking about us coming back again sooner than later, so he's not normally that chatty of a person. But my mom's like, well, I'll probably stay with my sister because she's got a pool at her house. And I was like, wait, are they even going to be home? Because you said that they spend the summer up in New Jersey on their boat. Like, I don't understand that. Like, they have a boat that they leave in New Jersey and it's stored, let's see, so say September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. It's stored like 9 months out of the year, roughly. And the amount of money they pay to have it wrapped and stored and then put back in the water for like 2 months, 3 months. I'm like, what? This is dumb. Doesn't seem worth the expenditure to me. Seems kind of silly. But it's not my money. There's a lot better things I could think of to do with the amount of money that she said that they drop on that. I was like, oh my god. Like, okay, I guess. You do you, I suppose. I'm still snuffly, but we're also not sure how much of that is now allergy or leftover COVID. But I also got a couple of new flamingos for outside because my plastic ones were becoming decapitated from the weather. So when we were hanging up our new bamboo wind chimes that we picked up while we were away, I noticed that and we started cleaning them up, and so I got a couple metal ones that have like springs that attach the body to the legs, so when the wind blows they kind of shimmy back and forth, and I'm like, oh, they're anxiety flamingos. So I got a couple of those. They were on sale. I still have to get Mongo put back outside. We had brought him inside while we were away, just to make sure nothing happened to him. And we also picked up a new large wind chime. So you guys, that's the one that Russell was talking about. You can hear. Because we've got it down our end of the porch outside. It's pretty loud. Mongo! Make sure you weigh him down.
Of course.
I keep running into him in the dining room when I'm trying to get to the one set of shelves. I've almost knocked him over a couple of times. I mean, all in all, it was a fairly good stay. We did have some disappointment while we were down there, though. We found out the place that had lotion that we loved and soap that we loved is no longer going to be doing the lotion and the soap. They're only going to be doing their food products because somebody bought them. So that's sad. We did buy out just about all of the soap they had remaining in the one location because it was on clearance, and another store down there was selling the remnants of their lotion, so I picked up a bunch of that. And then we also found an alternative at Key West Aloe for the hand lotion, and they had a really lovely shampoo that I bought a sample of, and I'm like, oh, I love this. It's expensive, but I love it.
And there's Russell and his giant pile of lime soap.
Yeah, we need to get you a draining soap dish.
You've rinsed out pretty good, actually.
Well, no, there's a couple that I saw on Amazon. There's one that's shaped like a duck that the water pours out of its mouth, like back into the sink or whatever. That was cute. And then they have some that have the water that drip out into the base, and you just dump the base.
Well, if I was going to do that, I'll just get the metal one I wanted.
I don't know if you should do metal, though.
Why?
I don't know. Won't it rust?
Stainless steel is probably as good as it's going to get.
But, we'll see what happens. When we go back, we're going to go to the beach. Because we didn't get the chance to do that. It was actually pretty chilly when we were there. I'm like, what? I've never seen it, like, this cold, below 60 in the Keys. And they're, like, even the locals were, like, bundled up in hats and scarves and, like, winter coats. I'm like, it's not that cold, but I guess if you get used to it being, like, 90 all the time, then I guess it would feel like 20 below to you. And like all the restaurant workers that had the outdoor cafes, they had their heat their like propane heaters on the outside seating areas, and their heat lamps, and they had like multiple layers of clothes on, and I'm like, oh geez. And apparently some guy was bitching. I'm not sure if it was at our hotel or if it was somebody we had just come across in general that was bitching that their hotel didn't have heat. And a hotel worker was trying to explain to them, we're a tropical island, nobody has heat down here. Not even the houses. Like, it's not normally this cold. Like, we're freezing too. I'm like, this is why you travel with an extra blankie. We were fine. We were turning the air conditioner down. We were hot when we were sleeping. We're like, it's too hot in here. My mom's like, it's freezing. I'm like, Mom, it's 70 degrees in this room. She's like, and it's cold. And I'm like, no, it's really not. But when we stayed in the area that my brother was in, oh, we loved that area so much. Traffic was wonderful. Like, their road system was pretty wonderful. How they had it set up, the main road that went through his town. We wish they had that sort of traffic management here. In Fayetteville, they don't, because I don't think they have enough room. But it's like 3 main lanes, and then every so often you'll have a left turn like in the middle of a block, or you can do U-turns and left turns at lights, and then there'll be just a right-hand turn lane, and they force you to turn right, so you can't just ride along in the right-hand turn lane. Like, there's like barriers at the intersections. Like, you have to turn, you can't keep going straight. And it was pretty nice. There was a mini golf course in front of our hotel in that town. We just walked over to it. We're trying to get my mom to hold a baby alligator, and she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't even feed one. I'm like, but we have a coupon, and they're right here. It took us so much effort just to get her to walk over on one of her mini smoke breaks to just look at them. She's like, ew, oh my God. I'm like, Mom, they're babies, number 1. Number 2, they can't get out of there. She's like, what do they do with them as they get bigger? I said, I don't know. They probably ship them off to Gatorland. Who the fuck knows? But our Holiday Inn was all right there. The hot tub was broken and closed until further notice, apparently, so that was a bit of a bummer. I saw a different place that we might stay at, maybe, when we go back. I don't know. We'll see. They looked like they had a pretty nice outdoor pool area. We're not going to be there that long. Probably just like a night or two to drop my mom off, and then pick her back up. We'll have to see. So we're just kind of adding the highlights on our tree guys here. I will say one of the worst parts about being back is having to make dinner, and I'm like, it was always a chore to make dinner, but I've never been quite so just meh, I don't want to do this as I have been since we got back. I'm like, I don't even want to think about making dinner, and like I have to get back into the mentality and routine of needing to figure out what the next night's dinner is going to be so I can pull it out of the freezer. So that way it can be thawing in the fridge overnight. I believe tonight we are doing French toast. Oh my gosh, we got Tervis cups. There was a Tervis store down there. And I got a Tervis tumbler that's got like artistic flamingos and like line art on them in different colors and stuff. Oh my god, I have never had a cup that keeps something hot for so long. Like, when we make tea and put the tea in there, I have to leave the lid off for like 20 minutes before I close the lid on it, or else I can't drink it for like an hour and a half, or I'm burning my tongue. I'm like, this is amazing. I love that thing so much. Totally worth the money for it. Though apparently we got my mom hooked on coffee from the one Cuban coffee place down there. To the point that we bought a bag of beans to bring home to grind, but we're almost out of the beans now. So we're not sure if we're gonna reorder that same one or if Russell's gonna order from a different thing, but the dollarage wasn't that much difference for some of the places to order coffee beans from. Because he had gotten one to try. And he likes it, but he doesn't do that much coffee. And I don't do coffee. I've never been able to handle the bitterness of it. I just can't. But that's okay. More coffee for them. My salt scrub. Russell's actually using the salt scrub, which I find fascinating. We never did find any shirts that he liked the fit of. So we're gonna have to wait till the temperature warms up a little bit around here, I guess. It was weird seeing winter coats in Walmart in Florida. There was a pretty big Walmart. Maybe 5 minutes from the hotel. We never did go into Publix, but the Walmart there had like their they're like in the middle of the one aisle they had their freezer. I don't know what to call them. Like the waist high freezers in like the middle of the aisles. Theirs actually had lids on them. I was like, damn, check this shit out. I said, we don't have this back home. It's just open. I guess because it gets so hot down there in the summer. to ensure that those things stay cold. I'm like, we need these back home with these little Liddy guys. I was impressed. Yeah, so I'm thinking Saturdays now we might be doing painting since we're going to be taking a break from the Challenge Zoo stuff. Well, he's just not feeling it, and I don't think he's been feeling it for a while. But he was trying to push through, and I'm like, if you're not feeling playing that, then you're not feeling playing that. I'd rather you just tell me so we can move on to something else. I know what it's like to force through a game you're just not feeling. So we'll do some painting stuff, I think. I'll go back to our Bob Ross gouache series maybe, or those birdhouses that I want to get painted. And I want to do some marble painting. I got a heat tool. Hopefully it doesn't melt itself. I was seeing all kinds of reviews where I'm like, are you just not using it right? Are you using it too long? Or you have it turned up too high? Like, so we'll see. I haven't used this one yet. We'll see. So we're just kind of putting the highlights on our tree guys here. I was going to start a little bit sooner, but like I said, like the husband said, I was on the treadmill. I was like, oh, it's 11:30. Let me pop onto the treadmill for half an hour before I start the stream. And then I was overheating. So then I had to go cool off for a few minutes and finish setting up and get situated. And then I was playing with the lighting and the camera placement because this camera keeps resetting the placement on it every time. Probably because we don't have the software working for it. We're not sure why the software is not working for it. I can't get the camera image to show up on it. Some people were saying, yeah, you have to replace the cable. I'm like, I just paid how much money for this fucking camera? I shouldn't have to replace a goddamn cable. I don't know why it's not working out of the box. For having spent this much money on a camera, the fucking thing better work right when I pull it out of the box. So I'm kind of livid about that. And I haven't replaced the cable yet. I think it's just a USB cable, but we kind of got it working without replacing the cable, so we're kind of just afraid to fuck with it anymore. But it is rather annoying. Okay. Oof. Helps if I don't slam my elbow into the desk. I mean, that would be helpful. So we're planning on spending more time at like the hotel pool and stuff. And maybe going to the beach. Next time we're there. So I might see about picking up a collapsible lap desk so I can take a sketchbook with me and have something to do while we're chilling at the pool, because I doubt I'll be in the pool that much. But that way we can work on some stuff. Because he'll probably sit there and read. But I'm gonna be fidgety and need something a little more to keep my brain going, to distract me. Sorry, I just want to change what I'm listening to. You guys can't hear it. Or you shouldn't be able to hear it. If you can hear it, I've got a problem. Alright, so get that. Oh, that needs to be attached a little bit better in there. I mean, this one is a bit of a hot mess, but it's also so super dark. Like, I do recognize that it's super dark, but this is a dark painting. Like I said, I really didn't have very high expectations for this one. Wasn't really sure what I was expecting out of it. I was expecting it to be a hot mess, because this is going to be a difficult one to do needle felting, I think. But, you know, we'll see how we do here. Stay. Alright, so we took our extra yellows away. I got most of my fluff transferred to the larger bags. I didn't transfer all of it yet, though. But most of it got transferred. Then we just have some extra fluffies to pull out. I mean, that's gonna happen. Alright, let's go ahead and turn that. So we kind of have our highlights up in there. You can kind of see them. Alright, so let's go ahead and advance the tutorial. Alright. So he's just kind of blending all that together there. I'm just tapping through there a little bit. Oh, he forgot to highlight that little guy. Okay. So, doesn't look quite the same, but, you know. See what we can do here. Okay, so we're gonna add a bush kind of level with the base of the fire. Okay. And then another bush on the other side of the fire. Okay. Maybe not quite as low. Alright. And then we've got another big guy over here. So he's using the crimson and the Van Dyke brown. I'll probably go back to using that burgundy color. Okay, and then we did some grassy dews into there. Okay. Pause. Stop. Oh, shit. What did I do? Ah! Oh, no. We restarted it. Okay. Alright, so that's about what we're looking for, I guess. Oh, this thing is dusty. Sorry, I get distracted. Anyway. Alright, so yes, we need our burgundy color back. Alright. Okay. Just making sure we don't have any other yellow bits hanging around. Okay. So, we're gonna need to try to make some like tree shapey guys here. Alright, so this guy we're just gonna kinda shape a bit here. If we need to add a little bit more dark to him to fluff him out, we will. But we'll see how we can go with this bit. Give me 1 second. I have got to blow my nose. Keep reaching for my mouse that's not there. 1 second, you guys. Alright, sorry about that. My nose was kind of running and it was driving me crazy, so. So you can kind of see the dark shape a little bit. Kinda. Probably gonna fill him in a little bit more because we do have some lighter red poking through there. More than I want there to be. It irks the shit out of me. Like, this side is pulled and this side's fine, so we'll probably lose a little bit of this when we go to clean them up. So yeah, I think I'm excited about adding painting into Saturday. And yeah, we can totally do our gouache Happy Little Trees project, because that'll be done like in a session. I mean, it might be like a 4-hour session, but if I start early enough. I mean, we're starting to sleep in a little bit again now that we're home. But not that much. Momo's still been trying to wake me up at like 4 and 6, but we think that might still be because he's still sick, so he tried to get me to take him out at like 4 this morning, and I'm like, no, buddy, you're gonna have to use your potty pad. Because I was so tired. I was barely able to function enough to fix his blankets on him. Sometimes he gets mad when he can't get his blankets right either. So I never know if this is I want to potty or my blankets aren't right and I'm not happy. Could kind of be either. I was surprised that my brother's like infatuated with his girlfriend's, he called her his girlfriend, his girlfriend's chihuahua. Like, she moved out, but he was so devastated that she moved out and took the dog. It was her dog to begin with, that the girlfriend brings the dog over for visitation. I'm like, seriously? Like, okay. He apparently has a motorcycle. And he has a helmet for the dog to take it on the motorcycle. He has like a pouch that he wears the dog in. I did not peg him for that kind of person. He was always a big tough cop with the big ass German shepherds and stuff, so it was kind of funny to me. Okay, so we've kind of got that one. Maybe we'll fluff that out a little bit further. I do have some pictures from the zoo. I'll probably end up posting those on Twitter. Some of them I took, and some the husband took. We didn't get to bring our good camera to the butterfly place though, because we didn't have enough hands, basically, because you know, I had to deal with my mom's wheelchair and stuff, and it was just kind of gonna be a lot to juggle, and we didn't want to drop it. And it had its own bag, but then that was another bag we had to walk around with all day. So we took some pictures on his phone. I took the pictures on his phone. Some of them came out okay. others are kind of pixely and blurry because I'm not comfortable handling his phone. I'm like, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I'm kind of afraid of his phone because I don't have my own cell phone, so I'm like afraid I'm gonna fuck it up or drop it or something, which I know is silly, but it's like, this is our only cell phone, so I'm trying to treat it with kid gloves, and he's like trying to tell me how to work the camera on it, and it was so effing busy that I also felt rushed trying to take pictures and stuff. I've never seen it that busy in there, where the line was wrapping around the inside of the gift shop. That was pretty crazy. They had somebody walking the line, telling them the rules ahead of time for when they were inside, and asking if anybody had prepaid, and if they had prepaid, they were moving them to the front of the line and checking them in mobily. And they're like, oh, you prepaid, and they're like checking the reservation. They're like, okay, you go ahead. I was actually contemplating just prepaying while we were in line on their website. The line was so crazy. But we found a couple places that Russell was able to eat at, so that was good. Uh-oh. Oh. I thought his cell phone was in here. I heard it start to ring. I thought I was gonna have to jump up and answer it. I think one of the other reasons why I'm like tentative about using his cell phone is that whenever I have to talk on it, my face always turns airplane mode on somehow and like disconnects the call. And I'm like, why? This is ridiculous. Like, why, face? Why do you do this? Alright, so that shrub's actually a little bit like, mine's a little bit spaced out here on this side. Just gonna make this shrubbery be a little bit bigger, and you know, we can adjust it. It doesn't have to look exactly like Bob's, right? Okay, so we got that. What's wrong?
My Uncle Floyd's wife is dying, and he's not doing so great, so my mother was asking me to find out how much it is to catch a flight from XNA to Buffalo.
Oh no, we're gonna have both of these dogs.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, dear.
Do I need to start looking stuff up for you?
You're better at it.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna stop here for today. We'll pick this back up tomorrow. Sorry, family emergency. I will either be back later tonight or tomorrow. Sorry to cut it short notice, but gotta go.